welcome to Off the Highlights with your host, Trance. Late night. Uh, there's been a few things going on I wanted to talk about, and I think one of the biggest things has been over the whole NFL draft weekend. We did a Off the Highlights episode 1 where we talked about the top wide receiver draft prospects. But today I want to talk about the Shedeur Sanders fall and what that encompasses. And just it's been a lot of back and forth on Twitter, a lot of conversations I had with friends, and just how people personally feel about the whole Shedeur fall. They feel like it might have been collusion. They feel like it's racism. I have my own opinions, but this is a reaction video I wanted to do, and I'm gonna play this one clip from Chris Carter on the off the podcast that he was on and talking about Shedeur, and I think it gives a little bit of insight on from an NFL player's point of view. You know, a vet. I don't know what his relationship is with Dion, but just his little point of view on the whole thing. So we gonna check that out real quick.
All right. So what happened with Shedeur Sanders?
Well, a number of things happened. The number one thing that didn't happen was there was not a collusion message with the NFL owners.
Okay. What? Okay. A lot of people think that.
Because they wouldn't be able to keep a secret like that. And
so they might do it, but they couldn't shut up about it.
They wouldn't be able to shut up about it. But every owner is very, very selfish. Now, why would I do something to my detriment? Like if I need a quarterback and I think this kid is it, what he didn't realize is the guys that have fallen in the draft before, they all had unusual traits. Like they had some superstar qualities to them. Now, some other things happened that made them fall, but Shedeur and his family, they overplayed their hand. Them thinking that he was in the same evaluation mode as Eli Manning, they didn't play that right. Them trying to narrow the teams that he was going to go to, that didn't do right. Not working out the combine, that wasn't the right thing. His interview process, obviously he could have done a lot better in that. Mm-hmm. A lot of people left that meeting, felt he was very, very entitled.
Which meeting? Like, because they said Brian DeBall, the Giants coach, had said he didn't like the meeting. He asked him, he had some book, was his playbook or something he was supposed to know, and he said he felt weird about it. I don't know who else said they didn't like the meeting with him. Or were just people behind the scenes saying they did?
Well, the thing about it, they didn't draft him.
I know that.
So it's not the tape. And he likes guys to be a little more open before he lets it go. And he doesn't have a big-time arm. He's not a big guy. He's not overly athletic. Mm-hmm. So his measurables are not, say, first-round measurables. But he played football like a first-rounder.
But his tape's first-round tape. But his measurables are not first-round measurables.
Well, you don't play football all the time. You're a human being the rest of the time. And how you're going to be in the locker room, how he already came up with this line of merchandise, legendary, like he's already calling himself legendary. All those things are problems. Right now, he's working check to check, man. Like he's not going to get a big signing bonus. There's not going to be a big guarantee. Any day they want to get rid of him in the week, they can get rid of him.
Don't we think Shedeur is smart enough to know he's not at Jackson State and he's not at Colorado?
No.
You don't think so?
I listened to too many of his answers. I saw too many of the outtakes. I saw too many times he was working out with other players, and he said things that I thought were highly questionable for my franchise quarterback.
So like what?
When he was working out with Cam Ward, him and Cam Ward, the number one pick.
Yeah.
Hey, man, you want to cut a rap video together? No, I want to be known as a football player.
And he's like, what do you do for fun? He's like, I play football.
Why wouldn't you sit down with people? And something these kids never understand, even if you're a top 10 pick, you're in the NFL for a long time. Yeah. So your interview, your tape, people in the room that see you, someone can like you in the room. They might not draft you 5-10 years later, man.
You're looking for a guy, you're looking to trade, and they remember your interview.
Yes.
The interview you had.
It's a small world. This whole thing with Dion and the media and everything, like it's out of control. Like it did not help him. It helped him make money in college because he got followers, but it actually hurt him as far as him getting a job as an NFL quarterback.
You mean as Shedeur, his social media stuff with Shedeur?
Yes.
It hurt him.
Yeah, what else hurt him?
I know you've
let
heard
me
his interviews.
let me tell you what he understands today.
Okay.
He ain't running shit. Okay?
Yeah.
Let me tell you what. They taught him a great lesson.
Okay.
Like, you don't have this figured out. Your dad don't have this figured out.
Who's they? NFL,
Shedeur?
the world. No, who taught you? Said they taught him. I'm just curious. Like,
well, the system.
The system. Okay,
There's
the
a system out there, man.
Okay.
Like, you're going for a job interview. So for his job interview, he was so concerned about, what his outfit was. His necklace was over $100,000. Like, he hadn't even convinced people that you're the face of our franchise. Matter of fact, he had convinced people that they were better off going in a different direction, even with people who had lesser talent. That's the rub he put on the people.
if that's the case, that's a bad interview, bro.
No, it is the case. He didn't get drafted right. It's no speculation. Like, we're through the draft. We're through 3 days. He threw away at least $30 to $50 million. At least.
I mean, that's some powerful shit. Like, it's a long list of shit that we can go through. Personally, I think it's probably a little bit unfair to Shedeur to label him as a problem. I can see the distraction with what comes with it, but I feel like it's a good brand. Like, we followed the whole weekend trying to figure out where the fuck Shedeur was going to get drafted at, and that was a very interesting thing for a lot of people. They had over 7 million viewers on day 4 of the draft or day 3 of the draft. Like, that's crazy. So people really was invested. I think people been invested, especially with Dion and how influential he has been with, especially with all the celebrities, all the previous football players that is following what he's doing. So personally, I just want to go down the list of things that I feel like, me personally, from what I've seen. Do I think Shedeur is a bona fide superstar as far as on the field? I can't say that. I can't say that. He was thrown to a Heisman player. Did he deserve to be a number 1 draft pick in the first round? That's not for me to say. Teams put him through the process. He didn't work out. I think that would have helped him just to compete on that level. I mean, I think clear as day early on that Cam Ward was always going to be the number 1 quarterback. I don't think it really was a debate. I think other teams did like Shedeur. I think it was 3 teams vying for to see if they was going to be able to draft a top tier quarterback. And I think through the process, it showed us that they didn't feel that way. I think if they couldn't get their hands on Cam Ward, it was just kind of like, well, you know what I'm saying? We're going to move on. You know what I'm saying? Where else is the value at with do we draft? And I think for Shedeur, I think if he worked out, if he would have handled, I guess, the interviews a little bit better. I mean, it's things that came out about that. But I mean, hey, if you go in somewhere and have an interview and it's a bad interview and the organization don't want you as the quarterback, I mean, that's up to them. They are making the pick. They are investing millions. You know, maybe they don't want you. Is Shedeur hurting for money? Clearly he's not. So like him missing out on money, I guess, to a degree. But I don't think that is anything that's going to hinder him. I think for Shedeur is more so you had to separate his in like how much is Shedeur success on Dion and the places that he put him, and Travis Hunter helped on him. So I think as far as skill set, I mean, it seems like the NFL are highly touting those physical trait quarterbacks, like the Jalen Milrows, the Cam Wards. Shedeur wasn't really up there physical trait wise, but as far as high floor, he's a high floor person. Like, but as an evaluator, where do you see Shedeur in 4 years? How much money do you feel like you're going to have to give him? For me personally, I think you can compare him to a Brock Purdy, and that's not a bad thing. Brock Purdy, you know what I'm saying, was in the Super Bowl. Brock Purdy be in the playoffs. Like, that's a good career. So, but Brock Purdy was the last player taken in the draft. Like, you're getting Brock Purdy played, but you're getting top 10, top franchise quarterback aura with Shedeur. Like, Are they gonna level out? I just think to a degree, I think he overplayed. I think they overplayed his talent. Like I feel like if he was a top tier talent, like undeniable spirit, undeniable person on the fucking talented wise on the field, the NFL would have took this motherfucking shit. Like a team would have drafted him if they felt like this motherfucker could get him to the Super Bowl. They would have took him. They gave Deshaun Watson, who had 24 sexual assault cases, $230 million guaranteed because they felt like that talent was going to get them to the Super Bowl. Horrible. Ironic. It's the same fucking organization. But I just think the Sanders name really brought the hype. But if you look at what the Browns did, they traded back, got a number 1 draft pick for the future. They know they got to get out of the Watson contract. That shit is about to end. You bring in Flacco, he's already shown that he can run the Kevin Stefanski system. You get Kenny Pickett with a 5th round draft pick, and he's a former 1st round quarterback that's trying to make his way. So he got a little grind to him too. That you're gonna put him in that room. You get Dylan Gabriel from Oregon. You draft him before Shedeur. I mean, maybe you like a little fire there. He comes in to work. He wants to do his job. So you put him in the quarterback room, and then you throw Shedeur in there. But to a degree, it might work out for you because Shedeur sees now that he wasn't a high priority. So I guess the message to him that they saying, yo, you got to work hard. But I think they're going to give him the ability to compete. I think you would put Flacco to the side. He's a vet. He knows what he's doing. And you let them, Kenny Pickett, Dylan, and fucking Shedeur battle it out. And whoever comes out on top, you know what I'm saying? You let him go. And if it don't work out, no loss, no like you didn't lose anything. You know what I mean? They're gonna push that Shedeur shit all day, every day, because so many people are hyped for him. Like he got the highest selling jersey for the rookie class. The Browns is eating that shit up. Like the NFL, if Shedeur wins, the NFL wins. If he loses, they don't care. Like it's too much money at stake for them to give a fuck. Honestly, like it's a win-win for them. If he don't make it, he's just another quarterback. If he do make it, it's legendary. You know what I'm saying? Shedeur is a good brand. He was raised by Deion Sanders, one of the greatest athletes ever in the NFL. Like I don't think nobody has it out for Deion. I don't think he ruffled any feathers. I just think Shedeur had teams that he wanted to go to, teams he didn't want to go to, and there's only a certain amount of teams. What 4 teams that was looking for a fucking quarterback? And then Cleveland insulated itself by getting the extra draft pick because now next year, if another quarterback comes out that's higher rated and they still got a higher draft pick because say Shedeur or one of them don't really do anything to set the world on fire, look at them. They in place to get another quarterback. I mean, for me, when it comes to this franchise quarterback shit, from like I seen, hey, throw as many motherfucking darts at the board as you possibly can to hit. You got you. You got you. And they built that room up. They built that team up. They got a running back. They got a good defensive tackle to pair with Myles Garrett, and they can go. I don't think people should be piling on or talking negative too heavily in the media about Shedeur. Like, you know what I'm saying? 5th round, yeah, bit ridiculous. 3rd, 4th, I could see that. Maybe even 2nd. I thought it in the 2nd, but we talking about value. Value. If your evaluation of Shedeur has him playing as a Kirk Cousins or Brock Purdy, they weren't taken high in the draft. And then you have other Heisman winners, national champion winning quarterbacks that don't get drafted or go in 6th or 7th round. Like, hey, anything you need to learn from this NFL draft evaluation, from what I seen Shedeur be rated high to go all the way down the draft board because of other things that had nothing to do with his play. It's off the field shit when you're dealing with these quarterbacks. The last season, Stroud came in and had a great rookie season, and he was all over the place for the offseason that year. Had a rough and rocky sophomore season. They gave it a sophomore slump. I mean, the offensive line was bad, but the season you haven't heard shit from him. He's been in there grinding and working because this game will eat you the fuck up. I don't know, but from the outside looking in, as somebody that played the sport at a younger age and the outside looking at it in the NFL and see how they treat these players, yo, that shit will eat you the fuck up. No matter how much you think you that shit, you know? I don't think we have a flashy out there talking shit ass quarterback that ain't backing it up on the field. You know what I'm saying? Lamar out there be busting the ass and shit, but he don't really act like that off the field. You know what I'm saying? He's a confident individual. Patrick Mahomes, they confident individuals. Joe Burrow, they's confident individual, but they know that they put that shit on the field. On the field. So for Shedeur, I mean that Chris Carter shit. Sometimes I think within the words and within how they express themselves, it's kind of like a fuck you a little bit. But for the most part, I just think, hey, this game will show you. This draft evaluation will show you what they think of you. What they think. They thought Cam Ward was worth a number one draft pick. He was a 0-star recruit coming out of college, coming out of high school. Nobody wanted him. He worked his way up. It's a completely different path than Shedeur. I felt like to a degree, Shedeur felt like it should be handed to him. But what else can you say when everything to a degree, how it looks from the outside in, it might have been handed to him. Your father was the head coach. You know, did you? I mean, you worked and you put the work in. You out there on the field. You giving it the blood, sweat, and tears. But you know what I'm saying? It's a little disconnect. And attitude wise, I mean, you could blame his offensive line. I mean, shit, the offensive line sucked. He looked bad. Those bad habits that he might be internalizing in his game, and he can't have that on the next level. So personally, I think the fifth is a little bit ridiculous. Yeah, but now he has the opportunity to prove it, and if he proves it and he becomes a starting quarterback and he balls the fuck out, hey, doesn't it goes right in line with his phrase being legendary. It's going to be one hell of a storyline that we follow. I don't buy into the racism aspect of maybe you know what I'm saying, the flamboyant or not flamboyant, but the flashy, arrogant, cocky, you know what I'm saying, black man. I don't, to me I don't get it because Cam Ward was one. And if you watch the videos between Cam Ward and Shedeur, Cam Ward was putting belt to ass on him. So it ain't about arrogance and cockiness and shit to a degree and shit. Cam Ward plays that way. He let that motherfucker go. So I don't think it's about that. Like you try to make it seem like, oh well, you got to be the inline Negro, as they put it, to get the job. It's a job interview. It's an evaluation. They are trying to trip you up to see where you crack and break at. And if you crack and break, they don't want to fuck with you. Now is Jackson Dart that they picked over him for the Giants? Is he going to be something? I don't know what he's going to be. Do I think he's going to be better than Shedeur? I'm not sure. But you also got to factor in the coaches and the quarterbacks that they want to play with. Styles make fights. So I think, you know what I'm saying? I'm hoping the best for Shedeur. We're going to all be locked in. We're going to all be tuned in to see what he do. And it's going to be fun. That's all. I'm ready for the season. I'm ready for the season. It's what, April? About to be going into May. I'm ready for the season. You know? So that's my thoughts on it. Comment on how y'all feel. If you're on YouTube, subscribe. We broke down a couple the other podcast videos. That was the fully loaded podcast I got the clip from for Chris Carter. But hey, just tell me your thoughts. How you feel about Shedeur? If you feel like it's collusion, if you like comparing it to Cap is wild as shit. But if you feel like it's collusion, if you feel like it's racism, I mean, are you a fan of the NFL? Have you seen it from top to bottom, or are you just interested in Shedeur? You know what I'm saying? Those, you know what I'm saying? You gotta be in tune to see what's going on. But hey, I'm ready for the season. And you know how I feel. Let's go Texans. Let's go Texans. So hey, what's this waiting for the off season and what's gonna go down with that. But this is off the highlights with Trance Bates. Make sure y'all subscribe and check out the other videos and follow your favorite prospects. Have a good night.